Halloween, I have many options. And so there's an app called Wish, and it's very inexpensive. You can get things from China, and it's a variety of stuff. So you can get like wigs or stuff for your house, or like organizational stuff, toys for the kids. It's just, I believe it's just wish.com, or you just go to your app store and it's the Wish app. And you can buy all this stuff that's very inexpensive. Some of it's great and some of it's really cheap. I have found that toys and stuff for the kids are great, except for Legos. Don't ever buy Legos on that site. They're like microscopic Legos. It took me like 6 hours to make a Yoda. It was horrible. Clothes are hit or miss. I don't like to buy a lot of clothes. I go to thrift stores and things like that, but they had like a Frida shirt, and it was like the softest thing I've ever bought. And I've also gotten things like camping shirts, and then they're like way too small. A lot of times you have to order stuff that sizes 2 sizes higher, at least a size higher, because everything in China is like really small. So, household organizational stuff, you kind of just have to look at it. The wigs have been like so-so when I've had to get costumes and things like that. Overall, I think even if you get every once in a while like a thing that's not worth it, or you just have to Goodwill it or throw it away, or like it's not exactly what you wanted, but it's close. Everything's super cheap, so it's kind of just worth it. You make up, it's cheaper if you just get it off of there. And if it's bad, it's bad. But the good stuff, you're saving so much money on that it's worth it. Anyway, so Halloween this year, we're doing a fancy dinner party at our house, at my house. Megan, normally we have this huge party at Megan's house, and all these people come, but you never really get to talk to anyone. It's not really personable. And so we've always wanted to do a really fancy sit down, like nice one. So that's what we're doing this year. I'm so excited. And that way you actually get to talk and like really enjoy the few people that are there. Sometimes it's not like more is more. Sometimes it's like more is less is more. Okay, so I ordered 2 dresses. One was like a 1950s, but it had like a space scene on it, and it was very like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. I got it. The dress is amazing. But I talked to a lot of people coming to the party don't have kids, or like their kids are really grown. So no one knew what Miss Frizzle was when I was like, I'm either this or that. And no one knew what Miss Frizzle was. So the other outfit that I ordered was like a fancier, like Renaissance kind of outfit, and I'm going to be Marie Antoinette. I've always wanted to do Marie Antoinette, but the dresses are really expensive. Even to make them, the fabric themselves is really expensive. So it's like, I'm just going to order this. If it comes and it's not good, okay, whatever. I'll just use it for some other thing. It came and it's amazing. But because it's Marie Antoinette, I'm really going to need to add to it. I got a wig on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And I'm just going to add to it. So the one thing about Marie Antoinette is it was very pastels and bright colors. But this dress only came in black, a really dark hunter green, or like a blood red. So I ordered the black, and I'm going to add brighter colors to it. It's also like dead Marie Antoinette, because I got a necklace that's made out of like, it's like a choker, and it's like rubberish material, and it's like, like a bloodline with blood dripping down. It's kind of discreet. It's very nice. And then, so hopefully, it'll be like dead Marie Antoinette, and it's Halloween, so it's okay that it's a little black. So this is the dress. It's so pretty. The sleeves, when they're on, are amazing. But all this lace and all this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change out the buttons so that they're either brighter or maybe like diamondy, because it's all glam. Right here, I'm going to add a blue bow because I'm adding a strip of really fancy material here, because I'm going to have like these pillow hip things underneath that's going to bring this dress way out. So far, this is what I did to the dress to alter it. I got these sparkly fun buttons from Hobby Lobby. They were just velvet black buttons, so I replaced them. I wanted to do bows or something in the corner, and I couldn't find the proper bows or this lace was already here. It's absolutely beautiful in the way it lays. Your elbow's right about here, and it comes down your arm. But I wanted to spice it up a little bit, so I added these bigger, larger buttons. Marie Antoinette was all about the bling. And then Mom and I, we thought, okay, Marie Antoinette she was very pastel colors, But this is dead Marie Antoinette, and the dress was black, and I got it for a really great price. So we decided to add some pastel, some gold, spice it up a little bit. So Mom added this panel. We got this fabric at Hobby Lobby too. I've also seen it other places. I want to say something similar at Walmart, but not as nice. It was pretty expensive fabric. I think this panel, I think I got, just to make sure it was long enough, I got a yard and a half, and it was like $22. So it was kind of expensive, but the dress was very inexpensive, and we just added this panel. So we cut out, we made it taper a little bit because I put a bustle under this dress just to make it fan out a bit. So that adds some pizzazz, and then once you add the headpiece and the white makeup, and I got a lot of use out of it so far. Party, and we thought we're doing a fancy dinner this year, and so we figured we needed little things for the table to put, what was that? Favors? Table favors. So we watched this new show on Netflix called, what's the name of it, Megan?
Curious Creations by Christine McDonald, I think, or McConnell.
Boy, shish. So she did these little things in jars, and this is how you first do it. So this is dry milk on the bottom, like evaporated milk, which is a good prep to have. Cocoa powder, powdered sugar. We'll do chocolate chips, and then what's on the? And then marshmallows. So it's like a little hot cocoa thing.
What is this?
So we'll put these little lids. They're kind of like these little plastic mason jars, and then these are metal lids, and we'll put them on top, and then we'll make the horns for the top of that. So right now we're just filling these up, and then we'll make the horns another day. So this is what they look like when they're all done. And they've got little stuff in them, and then we'll make horns for the top here, and then we have little creepy googly eyes for the front. She did a spider in the show, but I think the googly eyes are like so much more fun. So now that we have the containers done with the hot cocoa mix, and we put eyes on it, now we're going to go over here. We melted some chocolate. Megan put these in the oven and molded them. Burned off her fingers in the process, but they look badass. And then now we're going to cover them in chocolate. And then we will pipe some back and forth to make it have a little bit more texture. And they will be the horns for the top of our little monsters. Ready for the party, and we are going to do candy sushi. I do this every single year, and I was like, okay, I've done it every year, but we have a lot of different people coming to this nice sit-down dinner, and so it's super easy. All you need is Rice Krispie treats. Now, these are really small, fun, bite-sized ones. I just got them from Walmart, and they come in the Halloween. You can pass whatever leftovers you have off to your trick-or-treaters, but if you get the big ones, you just either cut it in half or cut it smaller. But since they're in these fun bite-sized sizes, I'll just do that way. And they come in these cute little Halloween things. You're going to need a bag of Swedish fish or any other kind of candies that you want to have. The Swedish fish, you know, it's sushi, so it makes sense. And then fruit by the foot. You can get this anywhere. It goes a long way. Now, they used to have it in green, and I would like buy them all out all year round because green, it looked like the wasabi or the seaweed, and it was adorable. For the past couple of years, I've only been able to find them in red and like this yellowish red and like the darker colors like a maroon. But we're gonna use what we got, and people understand it no matter what. So all you have to do is just lay out. So we have these cute trays. Have these all set up. We'll just lay the fish on top, just like that. And then you can do a whole tray of it. Then you just take your fruit by the foot, roll out a little bit. You're going to want to put this on the bottom. Just kind of squish it down with your fingers. The sugar and then the stickiness from the Rice Krispie treat will keep it in place. and you pull it taut, and then just rip. Kind of push it down with your finger a little bit. It'll mold into the next one, and there you have a little candy sushi. So we're hoping our Halloween party is a huge smash. We're doing a fancy dinner this year, and we want everything to look amazing. We've been watching this amazing show on Netflix.
Someone say, smash like Frankenstein.
The boys are excited for Halloween too, obviously. We've been watching the show and we're completely inspired. It's called The Curious Creations of Christine McDowell. Come to find out, she's this amazing pinup model / dressmaker / crafter that we didn't even know about. I don't know how we didn't know about it because it's everything up my alley. And she loves scary, spooky Halloween things. So, she's friends with Dita Von Teese. Dita Von Teese is in the show. She's the ghost in her mirror at her house. And we've really been inspired. So we did the horns thing, or we were working on the horns thing. And then I was looking around, we're kind of trying to step up our dessert table because we've been watching the show and all these little creations she's make is amazing. So, every year I have a ton of these. They were Jell-O molds. I buy them every year. They're all different. And we don't use them for Jell-O. We use them for our ice trays. So we have a big punch bowl of super easy. All it is a ton of caramel vodka and a ton of apple cider. You mix them together, it makes the most amazing punch in the whole world. So we do that every year. So what I do is I take all of these molds, they're in different shapes. This is a human heart. I have a rib cage, that one's really big. And then I have one holding like a creepy hand holding like a ball of some sort. I'm not really sure. And then I have this mouse. I got this mouse one last year. So what I'm doing with it, I have these two little ones left over because I freeze the big ones. The two big ones should keep us good all night. I have these little ones. I was trying to think of things to do. So I have this cool mouse mold. All I'm doing right now is I took chocolate morsels. I made a little double broiler. So all you do is put a little bit of boiling water down here. You take a smaller pan and put it up here. The steam heats the chocolate without ruining it. Now, this is kind of clumpy. Nestle's, you can buy chocolate in the cake decorating department that melts and is like really smooth. I don't necessarily need it to be that one, so I bought Nestle's. I was at work, they had Nestle's, that's what I went with. But if you want something more smooth to paint on, then get actual, they're like little circles and you can find them in cake departments. So, melted that down. I'm just pushing it in the mold, and I'm taking a paintbrush that I have not used before, and I'm pushing it down. Now once I get a thick layer, a pretty thick layer, I'm going to put it in the fridge. Isn't it going to be adorable? Then I'm going to take Oreos, I'm going to dip them in milk so they're kind of crunchy, and then I'm going to shove them in there. So it's pretty much like a, once it dries and hardens and I put it in the fridge, it'll be like an Oreo kind of cake in this chocolate. So when you cut open the chocolate, there'll be like an amazing Oreo chocolate stuff inside. So now for the inside of the mouse, you just take Oreos. This is just Publix brand. I broke them up as I put them in the bag. Then I just took, I have a wooden rolling pin, and then I just pound it until they get really small. You want them as small as possible. That way when you add milk and you put them together, it just becomes this one liquid once you put it in the freezer. The fridge. I put it in a bowl, and then I added some milk, and then I just made it so it's this mush. Then I will put it in the mold, and I'll put it all in the fridge or the freezer. All right, so here's the heart one. I hope this turns out. This isn't fully frozen yet, or like really chilled, but the chocolate definitely is. So I'm going to put some parchment paper down. These, Megan and I made a few years ago. We made a whole bunch in orange and a whole bunch in black, and we have them all different heights. So all we did was take a glass from the thrift store and a glass plate. We got special paint. and special glue. The glue is like a super glass glue. It's really hardcore. We painted these, spray painted all of these on some cardboard in the backyard, and then we glued these together, spray painted them, and they're amazing little serving trays, and they're all fancy, they're all different. I'll show you in just a moment. So let me get some parchment paper to put on top so it doesn't get this dirty. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. See all these details? See the details of the mouse with the Oreo on the inside? I could have gone a little thicker by his feet, but no. And you can see the tail, all the details of his fur. Don't touch, people eat that.
That's a tail.
Right there, that's the tail down there.
I thought that was an alien.
So this will be beautiful. I'll put it back in the mold. But you just want to take the chocolate out of the mold so it doesn't adhere to the mold and really stick and stay there. I might heat this up and smooth down his nose. Who knows, when I'm fixing the heart, I might even put a little pink on his nose. If you want to do a nicer presentation for your Halloween party, get the biggest pumpkin you have that you can find. This one I got at Publix. It was only $14.99, so only $15. You just put it on its side, hollow out the top enough that you can put some wine glasses and some ice in. You can see it's pretty deep. I'm taking all the guts out right now, all the good stuff. And then I'll trim this and make this a little fancier. You can also get different cutting tools and make like it look really, really pretty and do like scallops or all sorts of things. And then you put ice in here, and you can probably fit at least 3, shoving it might be 4 wine bottles, but at least 3 wine bottles with ice, and you can just keep taking it from the fridge and putting it in there for display for your party.
And we are going to take all of these fabulous pumpkin seeds, and we'll roast them up to make a yummy treat. And we can use that pumpkin to either make pumpkin flour or a pumpkin pie.
So our little centerpieces turned out nice. We have the little eyes, the people's names, the branches. These are our table settings. And we have, planning a party can get hectic. So the best way is to take a list of everything you have, write it out on a piece of paper. Then you take the bowls and all the different cutlery and everything you want, and then just put it in the bowls. And then that way you can set your whole table up and know where everything's going to be ahead of time, and then you know exactly where it's going to be put.